This is a graph that shows the testing that was done on a fourth grade boy named Aaron. And you see that the kinds of tests that were given and the profile of the tests, of his test performance, help us to make the diagnosis of dyslexia. First, we look to see if the child has average, at least average intelligence, which says he is able to learn. Then we look to see what the child's ability is with oral language. And for Adam, he had very average oral language. Then we look to see what his reading abilities are. Here's reading comprehension. Here's the ability to read words. Now, his comprehension is much less than his intelligence would suggest or that his oral language would suggest. We see the real difficulty beginning here with his ability to read words, that is, to take words apart and understand the letter-sound correspondences. Then we see that his spelling is about on par with that, and his greatest difficulties here have to do with his ability to sound out words for reading and spelling. And so this is an example. Aaron is a child who has what we refer to as a phonological difficulty with the sounds of the language and how these relate to the letter structure that is critical if we want to learn to spell and to read words we've not seen before. There are 8 really critical predictors of poor reading after a child comes to school. The very first one is family history of dyslexia or of poor reading, and that has to do with the possibility that the gene that supports the ability to learn to read and spell has a mutation that impacts development. Secondly is the early language development. Children who have difficulties acquiring language early on are more likely than others to have difficulty with reading in school. The other predictors have to do with how easily they become interested in print in their environment, the ability to learn letters of the alphabet, the ability to isolate sounds, syllables in words, sounds in words, the ability to use vocabulary, the ability to learn new words and to use them effectively, the ability to retell, to recall stories or songs and retell them. Memory is a very important characteristic that supports learning to read and spell in school. And finally, the rate at which children are able to name things. Speed of learning, speed of recall is another very important characteristic that predicts the likelihood that a child will have difficulty acquiring literacy.